Hello, my name is Gabe Evens, and this is Jazz Moments. So, as improvisers, we are composers, and I think that it's easy to forget that sometimes, but ultimately we're trying to compose some kind of melody that is cohesive and, well, that's melodic, that somebody could potentially listen to and it's catchy. And the best guide for that is going to be what we hear in our head rather than what we understand theoretically. So, I think many students find this kind of intimidating. How do I play by ear? There's a little bit of a misconception here. Students expect that they're going to be able to hear these incredibly sophisticated and complex ideas like Charlie Parker or Oscar Peterson or something like this. But actually, anybody can play by ear, even a child. We simply need to try to access some very simple basic material. So I'm going to show you what I mean. And here's the key. I'm going to improvise in a way where I'm only going to play what I hear in my head. So I'm going to, it's sort of like I pre-hear it. I hear the idea, and then I'm going to play what I hear in my head and nothing else. And that's the key. Okay, so here's an F blues. I'm only going to play what I hear, and if you're not a pianist or you don't know how to accompany yourself, you could do this with a Jamie Aebersold play-along, or you could ask a friend to accompany you, or you could even use the iPhone application iReal Pro, which will play back for you. Very useful. So here we go, playing only what I hear. So I played, I waited until I had an idea in my head, and then I played. I played that idea, and then I waited again. And sometimes during that time, you may feel a little uncomfortable, like, oh, I should be playing. I need to be filling the space, but actually you don't. The music keeps going, and the silence is actually, it can be very pleasant and very musical. Now, hearing things over a blues is relatively easy compared to some other jazz standards because the blues is so it's so tonic centered that if I'm playing an F blues, of course F is always going to sound good, and that's a pretty easy thing to hear, and that's why one reason why we start with the blues. But let's take a more sophisticated harmonic structure like Stella by Starlight, for example. So we start out with a minor 2-5-1. Same thing. I'm going to play Stella, and I'm only going to play what I hear in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. At one point, I heard the melody, so I played the melody. There's nothing wrong with playing a little bit of the melody. Now, the thing is, when you have that kind of simple melodic structure underlying what you're doing, I think of that as a skeleton. And uh, it's a foundation, and you're going to be able to, with that as your foundation, you're going to be able to use your theory and use chromaticism and all the other tools at your disposal to then connect those points, ultimately ending up with something that has both structure, and if you want it to be notey, it can be notey, but you always have that underlying melodicism happening when you rely on your ears. So here's Stella by Starlight, and now I'm going to connect those foundational points a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next time you take a solo, you're practicing, uh, strive for 100%. You're only going to play what you hear in your head, and don't go for anything complicated. Just go for very, very simple things. And if the play along goes for 3 choruses and you don't play a single note because you don't hear a single note, that's okay. Get to know what that silence and that space feels like, because that's also a very important component of soloing, is leaving space. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.